happy to be here to open up day 2. Do you like the stars I'm playing with Facebook today? Having shining stars in my eyes. How's that? In my teeth? I will remove it in a bit. But for the meanwhile, for the meantime, as I'm waiting for you, I'm being bathed in these little sparkles, and it's just the perfect tone to start today about unblocking limiting beliefs about relationships. And while I wait for people to show up, to sign up, and to be told by Facebook that I'm here, I'm going to create some vibrations to open up the heart through my singing bowls. I love the vibration of this bowl. For those of you who don't know about singing bowls have different frequencies and they vibrate to different tones. And this one in particular is the tone of the vibration of the heart chakra. Each chakra has a vibration, a tone. Starting with Do at the base chakra. Morning, Dana. And so Do is at the base chakra, so Do, Re, Mi, Fa. So this bowl is a Fa. And Fa is a vibration to open up the heart chakra. That's why I like to put it out. So Dana has just joined. And Dana, you will see in the replay that I played the singing bowl in the sound of the heart chakra, the vibration of the sound chakra, so that it expands it for everybody. So Dana, while other people join us, do you want to write for me, for everybody to see, but for me to see now so that we can interact? What are your takeaways from yesterday, or else if something popped in your mind yesterday about what we did? Today we'll be moving into relationships and limiting beliefs about relationships, which is a little bit different than what we did yesterday. So Gloria, hello, hello, hello. People are showing up. I love this. I'm here with the cicadas. I don't know if you can hear them because I put my my headphones, but they are all over. Bing, 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 bing. It's so funny. It just rained here, a beautiful summer storm. So today's day 2 of our beautiful 5-day Facebook challenge. Today we're going to be looking at removing limiting beliefs about relationships. So yesterday we did love, today is about relationships, and tomorrow it'll be opening up into our feminine essence so that then we can really delve into a big healing with our inner goddess and attracting our soulmate. So that's the idea of this journey for this week. So you know, I want to know what you are taking away from our days together. What are your takeaways from yesterday? And I want to thank Margaret because I didn't think of saying it with such clarity as she put in her sharing. And she did a great summary of yesterday's takeaways. So while I'm waiting for you so that you can hear it in the replays, I'm going to read what these are because she did a great post. The 4 takeaways she took about yesterday was a big aha, connecting what does it mean to love ourselves unconditionally first, so that when someone tells you they love you, you can believe it and not doubt that person. Dana was surprised how much easier it was to say negative statements than the positive. Oh, wow. Isn't that empowering? I mean, it's amazing when we start doing this work, we realize things that we might not have realized before, that we have an inner dialogue that is so negative that it's poisoning ourselves, our confidence, our self-love, and we're not even aware about that. But my tip, Dana, is to, once you've done all the negative statements and you are clear about then what are the things you need to transform, which is fantastic because now you know what is it that you're dealing with. So, and now, based on those, you write your positive statements and keep at it. And I promise you that the more you come to this day after day, the easier it'll be to write the positive statements and also to repeat the ones that you've written the day before. Maybe it's not about reinventing new ones every day. It's about also going and rewriting new beliefs that we've discovered that are the ones that we're going to be rewiring our new beliefs, our new belief system. So let me read takeaways from yesterday meanwhile, and you can write, but there's a delay in Facebook. So Margaret shared a new perspective on what releasing entails. A completely healed, the knowledge that a completely healed heart is the evidence that you don't get triggered. You really have indifference. And then she liked the writing a new belief to rewire an old one. She said that it felt so much more effective than just repeating random mantras because it targets exactly the limiting beliefs you're dealing with, which is a bit of what Dana said. So Helen is here. Hi, Helen. Here again on the run. Loving your lives, Valerie. Thank you. Not sure why, but you're glistening for some reason. I'm glistening. I'm glistening because I'm playing with Facebook and I'm using little Facebook stars, but I'm going to take them away so I don't glisten anymore. Is that better? Hi, Kim. I'm so glad you ladies are showing up. Wonderful to have you here again. And I'd love to hear from you. As everybody's signing up for day 2, today we're going to talk about overcoming limiting beliefs about relationships. And I just read what the takeaways for yesterday were. Margaret was kind enough to do a great summary about them. And I read them for everybody to have them as at the beginning also of the replay as people will be joining. So I have 2 screens. That's why you see me looking down. I'll show you. I have my computer because it's easier for me to follow comments and things like that and who's in or who's on with the computer. So it is 5:07. So respecting those of you that are here, I'm going to kick off today. So today, first of all, I want to set the intention for everybody that's here, for everybody that will join in the replay. So if you're live, just close your eyes for a moment, put your hands on your heart, and accompany me in going inside and connecting with the beautiful energy of the heart. Think about 3 things that you're grateful for today. For me, I'm going to say them out loud. One is being here with you who are showing up for yourselves. I love being here and I'm grateful that I can be doing what I love in my life, living my purpose and connecting with beautiful women around the world. I'm grateful for my family that supports me in this endeavor. I'm grateful for living in a beautiful place and having a beautiful landscape all around me. Now you connect with 3 things that make you feel grateful, because that, as explained already, is a vortex that opens our hearts into love and into receiving from the universe positive things. And in this space of gratitude, I pray to the universe, to source, to God, whatever is the name and the energy that feels right for you, that for all of the women listening today live and for all of the women that will be listening to the replay, that I may be the right channel to bring forth the knowledge, the healing that's just right for each one of you, that I may be a clear channel, that I can be a guide for you right now with exactly what you're needing to know, to heal, to open up to love, to attract a soulmate into your life, to take your relationship to a next level. And I ask that all of us are blessed and connected to love easier day after day and to gratitude day after day. And I pray this with a heart full of gratitude and love. And I thank you for all the spirit guides that are here to accompany us today. And I pray this, believing that this is possible for all of us. And so it is. Thank you. So with a beautiful deep breath, we ground this intention. We ground this happiness and gratitude for being here. So the first thing I want to bring up today is the last thing I said in the prayer. And this was channeled to me earlier today that I needed to do this. So I want to share a tip with you. Many people ask me, when I prepare these channels, there are channels as well, these Facebook challenges. This is not the Facebook channel challenge I've done in this last year and a half. I've done 4. And the way it goes is that I know I want to do something to give a lot of value in my business. I'm fired about something and I ask for guidance. And this time, this is what came through, this challenge. So it was very clear. The subject matter was very clear. Then I keep going inside and asking for guidance about exactly how I have to structure day by day the challenge. And there's a lot of it that is knowledge that I have, a lot of it is experience. And I get a good framework for how I need to go about the day. But then always, when I'm in the challenge, I know that there's information I will be receiving in a channeling form, intuitively connecting very much into my female, and we'll be discussing more about this tomorrow and specifically on Thursday when we go tune into the goddess. We all have the capacity to do this, the capability to do this. Some of us have learned how to do it more and some of us do it a little bit less. But I just wanted you to know how it works. So it's not, I have a script, it's not a script. I'm going to show you the behind the scenes. This is my journal. It's not a script, it's just bullet points, ideas. I know the things I want to ensure that get through to you, and then things like, half an hour ago I was told, start with this. So this is what I'm going to do now, start with this. So this is the belief. So the belief is this: in order for you in this journey of healing, in this journey when, like yesterday when I shared with you how to rewire new beliefs, and how most of you said, wow, that's a great way to go about it, and I had never thought to go about it that way. Well, that's great, because the belief that doing this new thing is going to help you is going to first motivate you to go do it and do it a day after day. And 2, it is going to bring healing to you because you believe that that is possible. In terms of relationships, that happens as well. So you've got to believe, if you're single, you've got to believe with all your heart that the soulmate is out there for you. You've got to believe that a beautiful, loving, soulful relationship is available for you in your life. If you hover with doubts about, I'm not good enough, and maybe I'm not meant for a loving relationship. I have so many wonderful things in my life that I'm okay with what I have and I don't need to have a loving relationship. Any of these less than high vibe, completely beautiful beliefs about having what you desire will not let you have what you desire. So it's a simple statement I wanted to put out there. And now jumping into the subject and relating it to it. So those of you who are live, please tell me what situation are you in. So I know if you are in a relationship, if you're single, if you have just lost a relationship, what situation is it that you're in? So let me watch what you're writing. And as you're writing this, since Facebook has a bit of a lag, also write your idea in few words. What is your idea of the relationship you desire? So that when we can build upon that. So tell me if you're in a relationship, if you're single, if you're in a relationship, if you want to have a relationship, if you were just done with a relationship, what's going on, and tell me what is your idea of a relationship, of a loving relationship. So let's see if it's showing me the messages here. Okay, complicated, separated. Complicated is good. I can handle that. Thank you, Larissa, for sharing. Okay, so separated. And I can see people are writing, but Facebook is not showing. Okay, we'll go with, okay, there we go. My idea, dating, my idea is a partner, okay. Dana, divorced, single for 2 years. I desire a person that is a partner in life, adventure, love, and friendship. Beautiful. So Kim, can you also put, when you say my idea is a partner, what is your idea of the partner you want? What type of partner you'd love? Okay, so thank you for sharing this. So separated, dating, divorce, so mostly single in terms of living alone. Complicated might be that he's coming in and out, or, you know, I understand complicated. So this is what I want to say about this. The first thing, a life partner, someone to witness life with. Beautiful, Kim. Thank you. That's the perfect segue for what I'm about to say. So I've read a beautiful book by Gary Zukav called The Seat of the Soul. If you follow Oprah Winfrey, chances are you've heard of this book because she is super, she loves Gary Zukav, and she's totally on top of this book that he wrote almost 20 years ago, but that it's incredibly valid even today. So why I bring this up is because there's one chapter there that touched me deeply when he spoke about relationships and marriage. And I thought that it was a great thing to bring up today. And this is what it is. He differentiates what he calls the 5 senses man, and by man he means human, let's say human, so man and woman, versus the multi-dimensional human. And since I know many of you came from the Hay House group, I can safely say that most of you are a multi-dimensional woman and not a 5 senses one. But what I mean by this is that a 5 senses person believes only in what is hardly, you know, the table, the chair, this baton, you know, the things that are hard, and not into subtle prayer energies and all of that. And why this is important in the way he put it is because he said something beautiful. He said, you know, when marriage, and when I talk about relationships, I don't necessarily, just so that you know, disclaimer, I don't mean marriage, and I don't mean even heterosexual. I mean relationships, no matter what it is. Love relationships. And but he was saying that in the old days, marriage, as we all know, had a fundamental social component of survival, and that people used to get married because that's the way in which they could survive in clans and communities, in the cavemen, in the Middle Ages, in the feudal system, etc. And that this carried along to modern day and age in the 60s, in the 70s, 80s, and mostly women would get married and be forced, oftentimes the majority of the times, to stay in the marriage even if they were unfulfilled, and it was to the service of practical things. I bring money, I cook, I clean, I raise the children. There wasn't even a mention about soulful growth, about being together to be the best versions of each other. This was like science fiction in those days. So the multidimensional man, the woman we are today, the women that have a connection to spirit, that are connecting or striving to connect mostly with their female inner sacredness, to be in the flow, to balance our two halves of female and male energy. And we're going to talk about this more tomorrow on Thursday, but just briefly the introduction. We believe that, or we want to believe, at least maybe we were told we don't deserve to have it all, but we know we can have it all. Intellectually we do, and that's why we're here in this Facebook challenge, to make sure that you can have it all. And the belief and the foundation I would love to use, and I want your okays if you think that this is what you want to, is that a relationship, the way I see it for you women in this challenge and for the women I coach, is a soulful relationship. And when I say soulful, what I mean is two wholes, a man, a woman, to women, to men, doesn't matter, that get together to love each other, and in the journey be there to ensure that you each become the best version of yourself. It's a soulful journey. Therefore, the marriage is soulful. And it doesn't matter if there's a piece of paper or not, but there is a soulful contract. Let's call it contract more than marriage. It may last a couple of years, many years. It doesn't matter, because as souls, when we come to earth, we make agreements that we're going to make journeys with different souls, and along the way we may finish and conclude what we agreed upon. So it might not be a lifetime marriage, it could be, or soulful marriage or soulful contract. It might also be a few months, years, you know, whatever it takes for us to learn those lessons. So give me an okay, give me a thumbs up, little hearts, little something to tell me that you're listening to what I'm saying and that it's resonating, yes or no. Give me hearts, give me thumbs up, give me something. I don't hear or see anything. Are you there? Write to me if you believe something different. I want this to be a creation with you. I don't want to be preaching to you. I want to be tapping into what's most important and valid for you. So Larissa here wrote, let's see, because Facebook is showing me things slowly. Ideal relationship for me would be fulfilling, loving, inspiring. Hold on, let's see. Ideal relationship for me would be a fulfilling, loving, inspiring soul connection, passionate sharing in all aspects of life. Adventure, love or life. You wrote live, or live, but I imagine is love and life since you wrote live. Adventure, fun, and deep sharing. Two whole people being together. Fantastic. And Kim is saying yes, yes, yes to all of it. Okay, fantastic. Terry is asking me, are you in Italy? Yes, I'm in Italy right now. If you want to see, I'm going to do something for you. Let me turn the camera and show you what I'm seeing, and then we'll get back to this in a moment. Hold on. Let me do a little, this is my color care system for healing with colors and for shamanic constellations, healing relationships, which is beautiful. And let me show you what I see from my window. This is my studio where I am. Ooh, there's lots of sun there. And you can see where I am. There we go. Back to the desk so I can talk to you. A little impromptu sharing of where I'm talking to you from. So, how did you like that? I love that as I'm watching to the camera, I have the window in front of me. So I'm looking at the camera and I'm looking at the green and the sky, and I hear the cicadas. So, okay, back to what we were saying. Very important stuff. I can see somebody else joined us. So beautiful. Yes, it is beautiful. And it's funny because I'm moving to the US and I tend to attract men who are attached, have done all my life. So maybe I'm not available. Ooh, Helen, that's a big one. We'll talk about this. So, okay, back to relationships. So you're all in agreement about the fact that a soulful relationship is what we want. A soulful relationship implies really a relationship that wants both people to be the best of each other. So Helen just brought a subject up that ties in with something else I wanted to say. Somebody wrote yesterday, I don't know if it was Margaret or Terry, maybe it was you. If it was you, send me a heart as I'm saying it, that wrote an answer to the video, I couldn't find it later, and said, great to do all the healing, but then at a certain point, I guess the person wrote, it's either to you, Terry, or Margaret, that part of the healing at a certain point will have to happen once I'm back in a relationship. This is what was in the comments. And I wrote that I was going to address that. So, and Helen Lingard just wrote, I guess I tended to attract men that are attached and that have done all my life, and maybe I'm not available. So I want to address all these things. So what does it mean to heal in terms of healing whatever it is at any level of your being, psychological, energetic, psychological, or mental, that is not letting you attract a soulmate into your life? Okay, so healing would be healing at all levels of your being, energetic, spiritual, mental, and psychological, so that you can attract a soulmate to your life. So in this case, Helen is saying, I keep attracting men that are not available. Other women tell me men just are not attracted by me, even though I'm beautiful. Other people tell me I start a relationship, everything looks like it's going great, and then for reasons I don't understand, everything breaks up. Or I tend to attract men that always cheat on me. Or you tell me what's your story, because there's infinite stories, but they're all on these lines. So I want to show you two things. The first thing about healing is I want to show you how is the process of healing on a theoretical level. So we, and Helen, this is specifically for you. We have something that happened in our lives that determines at a subconscious level robotic mechanisms in us. Or robotic, when I say robotic, what I mean to say is repeated ways of acting the same way in front of a certain type of stimulus. And we do this subconsciously. That's why I say it's robotic. So this is psychology, what I'm about to tell you. Between the womb, things happened in the womb, and that already has an influence in you, but that's at the cellular level. Between 0 and 7, you get impacted by what happens at your family level. Between 7 and 14, you get impacted by what happens at a family level and societal level, because kids start going to school. And so not only what happens in the family affects you, but also what happens in society at the level of school or wherever the children are interacting. Those 14 years, for the most part, are the years that are the ones that create scars in our souls and in our energies and in our hearts and in our minds, that then create within us situations like what Helen, you said about always attracting men that are attached. Why? Because, let me give you an example. So your dad, I'm not talking to Helen right now, I'm talking in general, I'm using an example. Let's say your dad your dad could have A, cheated on your mom, and B, never really been available for you. He was a hard worker, or he was an alcoholic and he was not available for you, or he was a hard worker and a good man, but he didn't have that knowledge to pay attention to you as your daughter, as his daughter, and to give you the attention you needed. So for some reason, the man in your life, as you were a young girl, didn't give you that attention that you needed to nurture your needs as a little girl growing up. And that created within you a subconscious belief. I mean, this seems very easily and very basic, but believe me, it's not. Give me hearts and give me thumbs up if as I'm talking, this resonates with you and it sounds like it's okay what I'm saying, it makes sense. So I know that you're with me. So then you grow up, and you become a beautiful woman, but at a very, very, very deep subconscious level, you have a belief, thank you for the heart there, you have a belief that you don't deserve to be loved by a man. You don't deserve to be loved by a man in your life that treats you like you deserve and sees you as the beautiful woman of you are. It's very subtle, very deep, very profound. Thank you for the yup, Terry. So it's deep there, and maybe you don't see it until several times in which you've attached men, or men that were unavailable at other levels. Sometimes men are not attached, and yet they're unavailable at an emotional level. So it's the same. In the end, you don't get your man. You don't get to have that soulful man with you. So until we go and heal, I didn't realize this, but it's very true. Thank you, Dana. Until I go and heal that first event in childhood, then, incredibly enough, you will keep repeating this in your life as an adult. Because, in my last time relationship, the men were 12 years older than me. So you're saying a little bit of a father figure, that too. And it doesn't have to be. The point is that we are also energetic bodies, and as a human with an energetic imprint, it's as if we were going through life with a sign saying, I don't believe I deserve a fully available man. I'm here, I want a relationship, but I don't believe I'm available, I deserve a fully available man. So the man that's not fully available is going to come to you like the bees to honey. Actually, I don't know why they say bees to honey. It should be bees to flower, but this is the point. They will come to you, attracted to you, magnetized by you. It's the yin and the yang. It's, they're wanting to have fun in their relationship, but they know they're not available to you, who at a subtle level attract exactly that. And that's why I call it robotic, because it happens over and over and over, and it happens without your awareness. It happens without you realizing that there's a command at a very deep level of your soul that's taking you to have this type of relationship. Okay? Can I have an okay? Can I have a yes? Can I have an amen to this? I understand. Hearts or thumbs up, because this is such basic human beingness. This is what we as women carry. Each woman has a story. Each woman has an imprint. And we may not know even what these imprints are unless we go there in a regression, in a guided visualization. Thank you, Dana. Amen. Yes, because this is exactly, just so that you know, when I work with women like you, this is what I do with all my, I do coaching, of course, which is, wordings and questions and answers and traditional coaching. Yes, you're spot on. Thank you, Kim. And I also do this. I guide you through these type of healings. There's a beautiful piece of work that is not mine, but I studied it. It's called the inner child work. And it's going and working with your inner child to heal the trauma at the time in which happened in your childhood. and as an adult embrace that child and heal that. And magical things happen when you get this type of healing. So what happens then? When you become whole, that's why I love this name, Return to Wholeness. When you become whole, when you're not pieces that are in pain and that are in the shadow and you cannot see them, when you become whole, when you start loving yourself, when you grow into what we said yesterday, when you see those parts of you that were being delayed and were being left in the shadows, when you bring them forth, when you talk to them lovingly, when you reprogram yourself to love every piece of you. Helen wrote something beautiful yesterday in the sharings. She watched the replay. She wrote something like, I have started to love my eyes, my hair, my nose, my skin. About going about yourself, loving yourself. That's one piece. The other piece is healing those things that are deep into your stories, that no matter how much mindset work you do, no matter how much you desire, no matter what a beautiful woman with a generous heart full of love you have, you won't be able to do that step into that healthy relationship, because there's healing that needs to be done at a prior level, at a basic level. And this can be done in many, many ways. And there's a million ways in which people go about it. So you can choose your path. You can do it through, there's Osho work. They do a lot of cathartic work. For me, that doesn't work anymore. For me, Valerie, but some people like that. It's cathartic. You let go with anger, with screams, with your body, with, there's some part of healing that goes through that. There's healing about who I am, who am I, who am I, who am I, asking that basic question in meditation forever and a day, and understanding that you're not defined by your father or your mother loving you or didn't love you. There's all the many different coaching pathways. There's my pathway as well. But there's many, many ways in which you can go about healing this. And the one key element is that I had a master that told me this, and I loved it. He said, for anybody to want to go through the healing journey, water has to be boiling at 100 degrees. Because if water boils at 70 or 80 degrees, the person won't be ready to go through the journey. And translated in lay terms, what this means is that the journey to healing is a journey that requires deep commitment on your part and requires the ability to be open, vulnerable, coachable, and the ability to be surprised by magic. Sorry, I get emotional. By magic and by divine healing and divine love. And this is really a way of showing up for yourself. And so when you show up for yourself that way, then healing can happen. But for the most part, you're not ready to show up that way until you're so sick and tired of what makes you stay wherever you are, that you're unhappy, that you're ready to do everything it takes to move forward. So if you're still like, yes, I would like kind of nice to have a relationship, but you're not willing to go through the work, then it won't happen for you. And I love that I love to make this so clear with people. Thank you, Dana, for your words. So moving forth to bring healing to you, the other point is this, to answer the statement that somebody wrote yesterday. Thank you, Terry. Somebody wrote yesterday about, well, I can do all this healing on my own, but then I guess I will have to try it on the relationship. So it's perfect to address right now. So the answer is no. No, that's not true. That's a belief, but that's not true. When you heal deeply at the levels we are talking about, then you no longer go with a sign that says, Yes, I healed, but I kind of have this scar that I want to ensure that it was correctly healed. Can you imagine? No, you go through the world with a sign that says, I'm a beautiful, gorgeous, divine goddess, and I'm so ready to have a man that loves me and supports me and holds me in the way a king would hold a queen. That's just your energy. You don't have to say anything. This is just the way it happens. You heal. This is the type of energy you emanate. Your body position changes, your tone of voice, the brightness of your eyes, the skin, everything. You just transform because the transformation is so deep and profound that it just trickles up and it shows at all levels of your being. And so the man that will show up for you won't be a man where you'll have to check to see if the healing is done. It'll be the man with whom you will create a new path, a path where you will learn new lessons, when your souls will be stimulated, where particularly if your soulmates, it'll be challenging at times because a soulmate won't buy into your bullshit and your soulmate won't allow you to hide behind a finger of yourself. Won't allow you to buy into statements that are really wishy-washy and are really hiding the fact that you're afraid of going that extra step or stretching beyond your comfort zone to even expand more and more your heart. So soulmates can be challenging. And I won't even go into a twin flame. If any of you knows the difference between a soulmate and a twin flame, give me a thumbs up, or else give me a heart if you do not know, and so that I know what to tell you. But I'm not going to talk about twin flames because it's too long, like a whole hour could be discussed about twin flames. But let's say with a soulmate, at a soulmate level, this is what happens. So the answer to the question is no, you don't need to go into the relationship to verify if the healing was done correctly. Kim and heart. So some people know and some don't. So I'm going to give a very, 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 very brief description. Basically, a soulmate is a soul with which you've made an agreement to have soulful love. And there's more than one, by the way, because sometimes you meet in life one of the soulmates you decided to have this agreement with, and the other person, the man, doesn't remember. And so you don't get to have that relationship. Maybe you do remember, and it's painful if you do remember and they don't. But believe me, because I know, because I've lived through it, there's more. So keep your belief and keep your light shining. Twin flames is a whole different story. Twin flames is almost your soul that's split in half and was embodied into different people. And it's really not you, but it's another person in you who have done so many pathways together that you're here to mirror the highest level of your soulful path. And twin flame relationships are extremely hard, extremely difficult. The love is intense as they get, but it's not necessarily an easy, beautiful, loving relationship like what you may be desiring. It's a different step into soulfulness altogether. So, Dana, you put two hearts. If you have anything more to say about this, I'd love to, your input. Just type it, and I'll read it as I see it. So that addresses that as well. So let me see if I have something else I want to tell you. Okay, so all the things I wanted to tell you, I've mentioned today. What I'd like to do, if you're in agreement, is to close today's live with a short guided intention setting, asking for all of our spirit guides for help. I get the flow of what I need to say. So if you're in it, let's just do this. Let's just close your eyes.
Valerie, Shakti Bottazzi. And this is a meditation to attract soulful love and a healthy relationship into your life. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. And with each exhalation, let go of anything that doesn't serve you. And with each intake, open up your heart, breathe into your heart, and connect with the energy of giving and receiving love freely. Ground yourself onto the chair where you're sitting or laying back. Put your feet soundly planted on the ground. Connect yourself to the earth, imagining or feeling vines like roots that come out from the soles of your feet, going into the earth, going deep into the earth, deep, deep, deep up to the core of the earth, and helping you being grounded by locking yourself there to the core of this beautiful, generous earth that hosts us. And from here, take a deep breath in and bring the energy of the earth up through the roots, through your legs, through your spinal cord, all the chakras until you come out of your crown chakra, top of your head. And imagine like silk threads of silver, white and gold that come out of your crown and up, up, up into the universe and connects with the field of infinite possibilities, the field that accesses all multidimensionalities. And between the field of infinite possibilities and the earth, you're in total alignment. All the channels are open and you're able to receive and give from the earth to the sky and from the multi-dimensions back through you to the earth. And from this beautiful space of alignment and open heart, we ask that your guides, your spirit guides come to help you and guide you as you let go of old pain, to help you and guide you and give you insights and clear guidance on what are the actions, the inspired actions you need to take to heal all the wounds, to be able to see clearly what these wounds are so that you can address them and release them. That these wounds that are not letting you attract soulful love into your life don't stay in hiding, because if they do, you won't be able to feel them. We are asking your spirit guides and your higher consciousness to guide you and help you as you let go of limiting beliefs regarding how much you deserve soulful love, how much you deserve to be loved fully, completely, held by your loved one as a queen, and for him to be your king, guiding you as you open up to receive, as you open up your heart, and as you let love come in, believing that it is your divine right, believing that it is possible for you. And for all the women listening to this meditation, we pray that they can heal their hearts and the hearts of all the women in the collective unconscious that are in pain because of all the reasons that humans don't allow themselves to embrace love fully and completely. We ask that love pours into all of our lives and that you may receive all the love that is yours by divine right, that you believe that this is possible for you, that you may take inspired action to heal and bring light into your oldest wounds. And with this beautiful belief, you open up your heart, you take a deep breath, taking this breath all the way from your heart down to your pelvis, through your legs to the earth, grounding this beautiful intention. And as you take a deep breath in, you take it all the way up to the cosmos, to the quantum field, aligning your soulful will and grounding it in the earth. And with a grateful heart, we close. We take a few deep breaths. We move our bodies coming back to. And at your own timing, you come back to your body, you open your eyes, you stretch, and you hold this beautiful intention for yourself. And so it is.